This is my January 2019 Lunalight deck profile with the new support coming out of Sister of the Roses, Legendary Decks 3. There are a couple of proxies in it for stuff that hasn't come out yet, or as well as some stuff I still need to pick up or find that I've lost, but without further ado. So the main deck for running 2, Lunalight Black Sheep, searches polymerization, brings one back from the grave by effect, or when it's used for fusion, it brings back Lunalight from grave or face-up extra deck. I'm just running one blue cat. I've usually run 2 or 3, but with all the new support and attack options, there's a pretty tight room. So I think for now, 1 is okay, because you can still bring it out with stuff like Serenade Dance, Tiger, Lunalight Perfume, etc. I'm going to run 3 Emerald Blurred. I've seen lots of people running more like 2 of them, but I feel like this is a card I always want to see in my opening hand, and both of the effects are always good. For people who don't know, when summoned, you can activate the effect, and then you send a Lunalight card from your hand to the graveyard, and if you do, you get a draw card, which helps putting Lunalights in the grave for stuff like Perfume and Tiger to go into Link and Exceed plays, as well as when it's sent to the graveyard by a card effect, it lets you reborn a Lunalight from your grave or that's banished. Both of those are hard once per turns. 2 Yellow Marten. I was trying 3, but I think 2 is okay, especially because you can send it easily off with Kaleido Chick. What Yellow Marten does is, when it's sent to the graveyard by card effect, it lets you add a Lunalight spell or trap from your deck to your hand, which works perfectly if you send it with Emerald Bird, because it doesn't discard its costs. You get a draw card, then also search. As the important part is, you gotta remember, you can't add Lunalight Perfume with that, because that is a Lunalight card, unfortunately. The other part of Yellow Marten effect, which is really good, is when it's in grave or hand, you can return a Lunalight card from your field to the hand, especially summon defense. It gets banished after, but that helps you use your Tiger more, or also if your Wolf got negated, you'd be able to reuse it, since either of those are hard once per turns. I run 3 Kaleido Chick, the heart and soul of the deck. Helps you constantly send cards to the graveyard to use. That one's not hard once per turn. If it's banished, it sets off your opponent's cards and effects to the battle phase. And also, if it's sent to the graveyard by card effect, you can add a polymerization from your grave to your hand, which in my build doesn't really come out that often, because I'm not really aiming to use polymerization to go into the fusions. I'm running Purple Butterfly just because it can always help being able to special summon from your hand with stuff like Blue Cat, or just if you open bad hands, it helps extend your plays. Or as well, sometimes you get locked out of the extra deck, it can really give that extra 1,000 boost to get rid of stuff that might be stopping you. 3 Tiger, another very important part. Pendulum effect to reborn from grave, not hard once per turn. So with stuff like Yellow Marten, you can just use this over and over again to get constant fodder onto the field. Running 2 Wolf, the super poly of the deck. Really good. 3 you don't want too many of, because it can be bricky, as well as you can't pendulum summon it out because it is level 6, whereas the scales you're running are 1 and 5, so that's unfortunate. And also, if it's on the field, it gives Lunalight's Piercing, which doesn't come out that often, but it can be handy. I'm running 2 Zodiac Thoroughblade. I'm running a small Zodiac package with just that and 3 Barrage. It just helps get more plays on. They're Beast Warriors, level 4s, that's all I really said about that. Then I'm running 1 Blackwing Zephyros, the Elite, and 1 Destrudo. Again, Zephyros can bounce your Tiger back to your hand to help you spam out monsters. It's Dark, level 4. And then Destrudo, Dark, level 7 Synchro plays. And that's all for the monster lineup. I'm running 1 of the new Lunalight Fusion spell, which is just polymerization for Lunalights. However, if your opponent controls a monster from the extra deck, you can send 1 Lunalight monster from your deck or extra deck as one of the materials. So that lets you send your Panther Dancer right from the extra deck to get right into your Leo Dancer. Really good for going second. 1 Fusion Substitute. I run Polymerization. Again, like I said, I don't often want to be using the spells to fuse with. I more use Wolf. But Fusion Substitute also has a great graveyard effect where you can return a fusion monster to the extra deck by banishing it. And then you get draw cards, so it helps continue your plays. 3 Lunalight Perfume, not once per turn at all. Reborn's Lunalight, so you can banish it and discard a card to search for a Lunalight monster. But like I said, keep in mind it is a Lunalight card, not Lunalight, so that's the one downside. We got Soul Charge, Monster Reborn, self-explanatory. And hand traps will slow you down, so I'm running 3 Called by the Grave, and if you don't get hit by them, it's just good in some matchups, getting rid of certain things from your opponent's graveyard. I went back and forth in this, but I am just running 1 Allure, and then I have 2 Tenkies as well. I don't really like running 3 Tenkies because you do a lot of drawing this deck, and they just become dead draws, and you draw them later on the turn after you've used them. And there's so many ways to get into your plays that you don't need to be having 3, because there's so many open opportunities. And then we have the 3 Zodiac Barrage to get Thoroughblade plays going. Hopefully you draw 2 of them, so you can discard 1 for the extra draw of Thoroughblade. And then Foolish Burial. I'm only running 1 Foolish Burial Goods. At first I thought I'd be running 3 in the new set, but again, I just feel like more often than not I want to be adding stuff like the Serenade Dance to hand off of Yellow Marten. And the Lunalight Perfume. It helps to send 1, but again, I want to be drawing into those so I can use them to recur my monsters. And then the last card is 1 Serenade Dance new trap card. The field effect's not too important, but what's really good is that when it's in the graveyard, you can banish it, and then you can send a Lunalight from your, or send a card from your hand to the graveyard, and then it lets you special summon a Lunalight from your deck. So it's pretty much an E-Telly for the deck, which is really awesome. That's it for the main deck, 40 cards. The extra deck was really hard because there were so many different options, and I'm not sure this is the final version because there are some things that, like I'm not running Cat Dancer or Saber Dancer. Both I thought I would have loved to play, but as of right now I'm not. So I'm just running 2 Panther Dancer, and then 2 Leo Dancer. So for more aggressive plays, obviously can't even go into Panther Dancer, so it's just to get to Leo Dancer. Running the 1 Dawn Dragster to help set up spell and trap negation on my first turn. This is supposed to be Raider Raptor Force Strike, which is a level 4 or rank 4 dark exceed monster. 2 just generic 2 level 4 monsters you can make with pretty much any of the main deck monsters. And then you can detach the material to search your deck for a level 4 Darkwing Beast, so it searches those Zephyros, which helps to discard off of all your card effects such as Lunalight Perfume and Serenade Dance to get in the graveyard to bounce your Tiger back to hand. Evil Swarm Nightmare, Abyss Dweller, and Tiger King, the rank 4 toolbox that I'm playing as well. Flips special monsters face down. Graveyard negates, great for every format. And then negates monster effects and also searches out Tenki. This can come really handy, especially when you're in the rogue matchups, because a lot of the time they're depending on their on-field monster effects to win the games. Then you can just put them out and just negate all of them. It really lets you go off. And then this is supposed to be a Wee Witch, which apparently I don't have any, so I need to pick that up. Just the generic Link 2 for Darks. We got Firefighting Darumba Doll. You make it with 2 Beast Warrior, Beast or Wing Beast, which means you can use Zephyros or your Force Trick to go into it as well. And then it will also let you climb into Summon Sorceress because it's Beast Warrior, so it goes with all the other monsters of the deck to get into it. Then we have Curious. So you can make that usually with Wee Witch or Summon Sorceress along with your Force Tricks or Zephyros, summon any of your Beast Warriors. And that just helps you send a Strudo or your Lunalight Perfume or Serenade Dance just to help you continue your plays. And then we have Saruja and Borreload, of course, for draw power and Borreload just in case you need to out anything.